my fellow comic book collectors, it's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is part 13 of this unboxing. The Something Cool unboxing. This is kind of the finale. It's not really the finale, but kind of the finale. Well, the next two parts are sort of a joint finale. This last few months have been sort of strange. Every week, Heritage Auctions has their big auction. And I put lowball bids and then walk away. I just walk away, not going to look at it. I'm going to just let my bids stand. And if I win, I win. And I'll be happy because I'll get something that's awesome and really cheap. But if I don't win, I just walk away. And it's like, okay, so that's been sort of my philosophy for a little while now. And it, for the most part, it meant not getting anything. Not getting anything. However, last few times I've been actually winning, which is odd because these books that I picked up are pretty awesome. So I'm going to show you some pretty awesome Heritage Auction wins. And there were so many that I won that I have to make it two parts because there's just too many to show. So we'll get right into it. I just had to explain it. These are pretty awesome books. We're going to start out with this one. I thought this is kind of an interesting one. This is Strange Terrors. And this is from St. John Publications, 1952. It is a George Mayer Lex. Wait. I gotta keep. I have to get longer arms so I can read these things. Mayer Lex cover. So yeah, artist I'm not super familiar with, but yeah, we did a good job. I thought this was an interesting one. Actually, I had this on my. I was looking at this one on eBay because there's another one in the series that actually is a really cool bondage cover. And I thought, oh, this is just another one in the series. I might just pick it up anyways. Not as expensive as the one with the bondage cover. The bondage cover is like the big one for the series. But this one is affordable. I think this was like $100. That kind of level of affordability. And it's a nice copy. It's like a 5.0. It presents really, really well. So I thought that was a fun one. And it's The Weird Birth of a Corpse is the title of the comic. Now this was another affordable one. I think I paid like, it was really the main cost was the buyer's premium. And this one was Meet Miss Pepper, number 5. And basically almost the cost of the slab. I thought this one, again, as I said, when I bid, I put lowball bids, and if I bid on some things that I thought were kind of cool, and if I win, I win. So I got this one I thought was really cool. I like these hot for teacher kind of covers. You got the teacher, and she's being a bit sexy, and they don't really show the students. Usually you have like the situation where the teacher's in the front of the class and they show the students all like with little hearts above their head or something like that. This has that kind of feel to it without the students being shown though. But I guess the little bubbles are all kind of checking her out. You can see. So yeah, but this is Meet Miss Pepper, number 5 from 1954. Who did the cover? Bob Bean and Joe Kubert did the cover. So that's kind of cool. Bob and Joe. Okay, that's the first one. Okay. Oh, this one was another really affordable one. Actually, I didn't realize this is actually a pretty affordable book. I didn't overpay. I didn't pay much though. I paid like $100, but you could pick this book up for like $50. It's not an expensive book. But in this grade, maybe it goes for a bit more. It's Cass and Jammer Kids number 1. Now the interesting thing about Cass and Jammer Kids is we got Cass and Jammer Kids and Captain and the Kids. Captain and the Kids exact same characters, exact same characters, just different title. And both titles ran at the same time. I only recently learned this. But Jammer Kids was first, and then Captain and Kids came out later. But they just sort of, there was a dispute, and they ended up splitting off these two books, and they ran them simultaneously, which is really odd. But this is Jammer Kids number 1 from 1947. Just a really interesting book, and nice high grade, like 7.0. There must have been a warehouse find of these, because I was surprised by how affordable it was. Like, as I said, I got it for like 100 and something. Was not expensive, considering considering the grade. You'd expect it to go for more. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, next one is, another wrap, is A Girl's Life, Patsy Walker. So this was a short run series. Like, Patsy Walker was pretty popular. She was in originally Miss America, and that's where I think it's Miss America number 2 that she makes her first appearance. And then later on, she had her own title, Patsy Walker. And then they had another spin-off, which is Patsy Walker's A Girl's Life. And this was a very short-lived series, but kind of has really great art. It's an Al Hartley cover. And it's just a really, cute. If you like Good Girl, then you'd like Patsy Walker. As I said, this was during the time when Marvel was really into doing Good Girl comics. Patsy Walker was just one of the titles that they did a lot of Good Girl stuff with. They had sort of moved away from the superheroes and focused on Good Girls. There was more Good Girl titles than superhero titles at that time. So just a really interesting one. You can see the back as well. So this is from 1954. Okay. And we got, this one was interesting. Another really affordable book and nice grade too. So this is Whiz Comics, number 51. Now normally this is not an affordable book. It's actually one of the more pricey Whiz Comics. But for some reason I wanted it at an affordable price. I was lucky. I think it's C.C. Beck. Yeah, C.C. Beck cover and art. It's this weird, like, window or door that you can go through, and you start out ugly and then you become beautiful as you walk through it. Very, very useful door. So Captain Marvel judges the ugly beauty contest. And it's like really interesting one. What does the doorway of beauty, the door says. You can see at the top there. So it's very cool. You gotta force all your ugly girlfriends to go through that. And then you can have pretty girlfriends. Nice skull at the bottom there too. These are really cool Whiz. I like Whiz Comics and Captain Marvel. They're fun stuff. Okay. Lots of bubble wrap. One sec here. There we go. I was getting like overwhelmed by the bubble wrap. Okay. Oh, this next one's interesting. Another one. Like, these are all, as I said, really affordable auction wins. I was shocked at, the fact I was able to get these really for either opening bid or very close to opening bid. This is an interesting one because I collect Infinity covers, and this is a really rare Infinity cover. It's Get Lost number 3, and on like 1 through 3, all 3 of the Get Lost ones, they feature the guy reading the magazine and it being an Infinity cover that way. This became later To Hear an Insanity. I showed that book which is really issue number 4, in a previous unboxing series. but this is Get Lost. It was originally titled Get Lost, and it's just a really great one. This is Ross Andro, who also worked on Wonder Woman, and Mike Esposito, cover and art. It's an Infinity cover last issue from 1957, from, yeah, 1957. It's a really cool book, and a bit of a good girl art cover too, so that's kind of makes it fun too. So yeah. And next one is another one. This one I was actually a little bit shocked that I won. I was like, oh, really? Nobody bid on it? It was like a, you know, it's one of the more interesting ones that I won. This was a Don Heck cover. This is Horrific number 6. It's a 2.0. It's a lower grade, but presents really, really nicely. Just this really cool voodoo cover, like this voodoo priest. Crazy teeth. I don't know. Really crazy teeth. So yeah, what does it say? Meet terror face to face as you creep through the streets with the Jack the Ripper. So wow, I don't think this is Jack the Ripper though. But just definitely a very cool cover. And these Horrifics, there's some pretty expensive issues within the Horrific one. The one that's most famous is the one where the guy has the bullet in his head. That one goes for thousands of dollars. But I thought this one was pretty cool, and I got it for really a steal, about half of what it normally goes for. So yeah, just a really nice one. From 1953, Don Heck cover. Don Heck is one of those very famous artists for the Golden Age, for producing really great horror covers. Okay, oops. Hopefully I didn't scratch the case. This that knife just went right through really well. Okay, a second. Okay, so this one I got for cheap, and it's an interesting one though. I just thought it was a really great cover. This is purely a cover by, well, a lot of these are cover buys. But normally I don't buy pulps, but I'm actually really embracing graded pulps. If I can buy a graded pulp for a really, really affordable price like this one, I will do so, because I'm a sucker for some of the covers. The covers on the pulps are just awesome. I don't like pulps themselves, but I do love their covers. I'm sort of weird that way. But this is covered by CC Sheaf. And it's just like this really, like, almost nude cover. The girl is just in bondage, and you got the executioner with the axe. I don't know, like, is he in this mood of, like, I can't decide how to get rid of her, how to kill her. Am I going to burn her at the stake, or am I going to chop her? I don't know. Maybe he's going to burn her and then give her the mercy chop at the end. I don't know. Yeah, The Werewolf's Daughter from October 1928. Now, it is an incomplete copy. It's a 5.0, but incomplete. It's missing page 2, 68, and 69. So it's missing 3 pages. What else does it say about it? Yeah, a whole bunch of stories from nobody I recognize, but some bunch of cool stories inside. And does it say it's a qualified cream to off-white pages? But 5.0, it's nice grade for, like, incomplete copy though. And from 1928, but very cool cover. I mean, they were doing much more risque covers in the in the 20s and 30s than they were later on. It's, you know, we think of the Golden Age as being like the wild, wild west, but the 20s actually had a lot more crazy covers. So yeah, there's that one. Okay. Oh, actually, there are some raw books. I forgot that I got some raws in here. I'll show those, and I'll show this last slab as well. This last slab's a biggie. Actually, I'll do that one last. Okay, let me show the raws first. Now, the raws was just a cool little auction that I won. on Heritage, where I've been collecting the Green Llama. I'm only one issue away now from getting the complete run of Green Llama. And this was a lot where they had 2 issues of the Green Llama. So they had issues number 8. These aren't the really cool covers, so this was really affordable. I think it was like 100, 150, somewhere around there, that I won both issues for total. So the Green Llama number 8. And they're in nice shape. They're in good shape. So it says, it doesn't say, what's the grade? Usually they say what the grade is. No, it doesn't say the grade. Oh well. I think they were VG or VG plus. This one may be not so much. I don't know. Has some issues on the spine there. But this is a kind of a cool one. With the spotlights and the Nazi plane and stuff. Really great World War II cover. So this is issue number 5. And actually the last one I need is probably the lamest of all the Green Llama covers. So it might be the easiest for me to get. So those 2. And then this last book is a grail. I didn't say that this would be a grail unboxing series, because even though this is a grail, this is a massive book. And it's got many key first appearances in it, and it's just early. It's pre-Golden Age. It's actually a Atomic Age book. It's in the lower grade, but it presents nicely. So this is a restored copy of Ace Comics number 1, and it's 2.5, because you can see the corner. Obviously, there was some water damage. But this is a major book. So I'm going to tell you all the first appearances in it. First appearance of Jungle Jim, Crazy Cat, Blondie, and Ripley's Believe It or Not. So lots of really cool first appearances in this book. And actually, I'm not sure. No, it's not. I was going to say Castle Jammer Kids as well, but I just think it's those characters. But the Crazy Cat, you can actually see Crazy Cat right there. Blondie, another great character. Always wanted her first appearance. And who else? And Ripley's Believe It or Not. I was a big fan of Ripley's Believe It or Not. I actually I had a really funny car experience. So when I was a kid, I'd get the little Ripley's Believe It or Not books, and I'd read them all the time and like memorize all the little weird Ripley's Believe It or Not things. Like, there was this monkey that they pushed into a fish and made it like a mermaid, like all these weird things, Believe It or Not. And there's like so many Believe It or Not stories. I just loved them as a kid. So when we were traveling to Florida, my family and I, when I was like a kid, I heard that in Tallahassee, which is in the northern part of Florida, they had the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum. So I was like, oh, and I found like some flyer or something at one of the hotels where they were like promoting all the different things you could do locally. We were in Orlando at the time. And I was like, oh, we gotta go to Tallahassee to see this Ripley's Believe It or Not museum. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. And so I was just torturing my parents every day, asking, let's go to the Ripley's Believe It or Not museum. And I had this flyer, and I was memorizing this little flyer all about Ripley's Believe It or Not museum. It was made out of rice and all this kind of weird stuff, right? And so eventually I did manage to convince my parents. Like, I really tortured my parents a lot as a kid. I'm a bit of a mischievous kid that way. And we went up to the Ripley's Believe It or Not museum, and I really enjoyed it, actually. It was like a really great experience. It was far, though. It took like a couple hours or something. It was like a few hours to get up there. I would always sleep in the car, so I didn't really know. But I was really happy to go there. So when I discovered Ripley's Believe It or Not, I wanted to get their first real appearance in comic books. To me, is a grail thing. Also, First Blondie is kind of cool too. But yeah, I just wanted to get that first Ripley's Believe It or Not. I actually have Ripley's Believe It or Not #1, the actual first comic that's titled Ripley's Believe It or Not. But this is their actual first appearance, which is kind of cool. So yeah, big grail for me. This is an awesome book. I'm just really excited to have this from 1937. And it's a Joe Musil cover. So just a really cool book. Ace Comics #1. That's a massive book, actually. I actually had a chance to buy it once before, but it was several $1,000s, and I was like, a bit too much. I won this for a really good bid, so I was quite happy. Again, I put in my low bids and hope for the best. So yeah, so that's part 1 of this finale. Part 2 has even more cool books, so stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed this finale, semi-finale. Thanks again for watching. If you really enjoy this content, please give it a thumbs up. Also, you can vote for me by going to the link in the description of this video where it says vote. It just says go here to vote. Go there. It's a link to the CBCA Awards. And it's like a YouTube community thing where we promote each other and we give little trophies. You can see my little trophy back there, sort of. And I'd like to win this year for 3 categories: best unboxing, best speculation, and best ongoing series, which I do with Steven, which is my Monday special. So if you like that content I'm putting out there, please vote for me. Follow the link in the description. Vote for me. Vote, 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 vote. Okay, thanks again for watching. Bye for now.